Greetings everyone, my name is Clark Dominic El Alipasa, and the study I'm presenting for the second research conference for mission-driven education is titled Trust and Ethics for Artificial Intelligence, or AI, in Authentic Education. This research explores how AI is currently being used in authentic assessments, particularly in higher education where I'm teaching, and more importantly, how issues of trust, ethics, and human judgment shape that use. As we know, AI becomes increasingly embedded in teaching and learning, and we educators face the challenge of maximizing its benefits while safeguarding academic integrity, fairness, and meaningful learning, which are being questioned because of the emergence of this technology. So, this study responds to the challenge by examining actual practices, perceptions, and experiences of both students and faculty using mixed method with the goal of developing localized research-based guidelines for ethical AI integration with project-based assessment. So we can see here the study is anchored on two complementary frameworks. First is the authentic assessment framework, which emphasizes task relevance, contextual realism, is it realistic, cognitive challenge, how does it challenge learners, reflection, and formative feedback, which are all crucial to teaching and learning process. These elements ensure that assessments mirror real world learning, while second is the ethics in the usage of AI in this education framework, which focuses on trustworthiness, transparency, fairness, and human oversight. Together, these frameworks guide the responsible integration of AI, ensuring that AI supported assessments remain educationally meaningful while ethically sound, and that human judgment is never replaced but practically strengthened. This study was guided by five key research questions examining how AI is presently integrated into athletic assessments, particularly in the terms mentioned in our conceptual frameworks. It also explored the practices of both teachers and students using AI, like their perceptions of AI tools in relation to trust, transparency, fairness, and oversight. And the extent of reliance on AI, of course, as are also reports that students are becoming over reliant when they are complying with their projects, and its impact on authenticity as well as creativity is another major concern for us higher educators. Finally, the study aimed to develop the guidelines that supports ethical and pedagogically sound AI assisted assessments or authentic assessments. The study employed a mixed method sequential design combining, of course, quantitative and qualitative interviews. Participants, we have 1,525 individuals from five higher education institutions in Cavite, 1,500 students, and 25 faculty members using stratified random and purposive sampling. Survey instruments were validated and semi-structured interviews were utilized. Quantitative data were analyzed using descriptive statistics, while qualitative underwent thematic analysis. Most importantly, ethical standards were upheld and strictly observed, including informed consent, anonymity, data privacy, and institutional regulation and approval of um, one premier university in Cavite. Findings show that AI moderately to considerably enhances task relevance and contextual realism by providing real world examples and personalized experiences. In terms of cognitive challenge, AI supports idea generation and reflection, but there is a risk. There's still a risk of over reliance without proper guidance. For formative feedback, AI provides timely and actionable responses that boost engagement. However, results consistently emphasize the human mediation, which remains essential for deeper understanding and meaningful learning. For teacher and student practices, both teachers and students actively use AI as it appears in the quantitative and qualitative investigations. Teachers primarily use AI for idea generation, task design, simulations, and providing feedback while maintaining ethical vigilance and human oversight. So we try to monitor the inputs and the generated answers provided by AI. On the other hand, students use AI for brainstorming, grammar improvement could be huge help, outlining. You'll have the idea of what they put and clarifying concepts. You can ask AI about um, concepts or terms they don't understand by generally viewing it as a support tool rather than a replacement for effort as how they answer the interview. Across both groups, AI integration is described as moderate, with strong agreement that AI should complement and not replace human judgment and creativity. On the perceptions on AI tools and authentic assessments, in terms of trustworthiness, this is the first variable present in one of our theoretical frameworks, as we actually had two, as mentioned. Students report lower trust, while faculty express moderate conditional trust. Both groups require verification and oversight. For transparency, explanations from AI are often viewed as partial or just surface level. The participants view that there are some lacking components when it comes to how AI explains how it produces or generates output. Regarding fairness, AI is perceived as moderately fair, depending heavily on teacher guidance and equitable access to ensure fairness in um, teaching learning, especially in grading. Human oversight emerges critical, with strong agreement that educators must evaluate outputs and that human judgment should always remain final, not the AI um, produced ratings or even evaluation in comments. Regarding the extent of reliance, which is one of the hottest discussions regarding uh, how teachers, especially students, are becoming over reliant on technology. It shows in the results that students rely on AI moderately to heavily for drafting and paraphrasing, but emphasize cross-checking, personalizing outputs to maintain originality. Of course, there are some outputs by AI which are not relatable or humanized or personalized at all. And the faculty, on the other hand, actively question and correct AI outputs like required drafting, discussions, and personal context from the students, like integrating their personal experiences. Overall, AI is viewed as a productivity and learning aid, but excessive reliance raises concerns about originality, creativity, and cognitive offloading if not properly guided. That is based on both the faculty and students' perception. Right now, students emphasize transparency, clear expectations, usually with the rubric original thinking, responsible AI use, and proper verification and citation. You have to verify if the sources and the information are correct. Faculty highlighted in their reviews the defined boundaries, what are the limitations, ethical skill development, engagement, institutional safeguard, just like this of guidelines, there should be the support and safeguard from the institutional policies as well without compromising adaptability. In the end, both groups agree that trustworthy AI supported assessment requires clear guidelines, human agency, of course, the intervention of humans, continuous oversight, how we monitor, how we check the inputs being provided by artificial intelligence, and institutional responsibility, especially in protecting academic integrity and in ethical practice, which are at stake right now because some assessments or submissions may no longer uphold these standards. So, as we propose the guidelines for AI integration based on the findings, the study proposes key guidelines. It must be transparent, declared, and ethically justified. So, how we declare, or in other words, admit, and how we can justify the ethics. that it has not compromised our originality, critical thinking, and holistic development or learning as a whole. Assessments should also promote, this is another one, critical thinking, creativity rather than automation. Third is fairness and bias mitigation, which must be actively addressed, and AI tools should provide explainable outputs. Finally, institutions must continuously evaluate and refine AI policies, even though we have already developed some technologies are continuously evolving as we always remind ourselves. In conclusion, AI enhances authentic assessment when used intentionally and, of course, ethically. As we still know how the purpose of the assessments and the pedagogy, it should improve relevance, feedback, and engagement, but trust remains conditional and human judgment is indispensable, something that we cannot take away from the process. This study recommends intentional AI integration. We intentional integrate, aligned with pedagogy or teaching strategies, faculty and student training, and active feedback loops, clear institutional guidelines. Hopefully, this can contribute to the existing or existing policies and guidelines that are being developed or yet to be developed. Ultimately, AI should reshape, not replace, as we mentioned repetitively, assessments, ensuring that human agency, academic integrity, and ethical responsibility remain at the core of education. Thank you so much, and we hope you all a blessed day. And congratulations as well to all the organizers of this event, as well as my fellow presenters, as well as our attendees.